Let's go over to Cade. Cade from Tampa, please welcome. Save us, Cade.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. Hey,
Good.
you called me earlier and my audio was messed up,
I
but
know, but I'm glad we were able to make the connection.
I'm glad we made it work out.
Yeah,
Anyways, I had a question
sure.
about gun buyback programs
Hmm.
and them being very popular on the left. And I kind of see where the right is coming from when they say they're not going to work because the idea is criminals won't participate and that only law-abiding, non-violent citizens will be the ones willing to sell their guns. So
Hmm.
it seems kind of like it helps the issue of number of guns, but it doesn't really help the issue of who owns them. And I was wondering your take on that or your response, because the intuitive logic there is pretty sound, in my opinion.
So here is my thought on this. Any one idea to curb gun violence can easily be criticized with the following statement: that's not going to solve the problem. And of course, that's true. There is no one provision that's going to solve the issue of gun violence. So you're completely right. If all you do is a gun buyback, that's not going to end gun violence, because the people who have the guns illegally to begin with and want to keep them in order to possibly commit crimes, even if it's a buyback where it's like no questions asked about how you got it, just bring it in, we're not going to ask questions. The criminals will keep the guns. Sure. So you've got to do way more. And that's why I've outlined a list of, 10 to 12 different things that I would do, because no one thing is going to fix the problem. That being said, the guns that people ultimately obtain illegally at some point were legal guns somewhere. Okay. So it still is good to reduce the number of guns in circulation. But you're right. No one provision. It's sort of, I mean, listen, it's sort of like if you say, the only maintenance we need to maintain cars. And someone goes, great, let's do brake pads. We're going to do a brake pad replacement program. Right, but cars break for lots of other reasons. Yeah, there's no one maintenance item that will fix every car, but you've got to do all of them, and it's a sort of similar idea.
Okay, so do you think a buyback program would be a net negative since you're taking guns away from people who would responsibly use them in most cases, or do you
No,
think
I really don't.
positive?
I really don't, because these so-called defensive. Yeah, you are going to not take. You're going to get guns voluntarily from people. And now, mandatory gun buyback. I don't know if you mean a mandatory or an optional, but in any case, you're going to get guns from some people who are no longer going to go to the range, for example. But when you look at the number of actual verified successful defensive uses of guns, it's a very small number. And so I don't think it's a net negative. I think it's a net positive by dramatically reducing the number of guns in circulation, which could be stolen or then sold illegally or whatever the case may be.
Okay, David, that was a perfect answer.
All right, Cade from Tampa, appreciate your membership. Thank you for the support. All right, Cade's gone.